Hello, how are you?
Hello, welcome
Hi,
again.
thank you. Thanks for having me.
It feels like it wasn't that long ago, but it
Yeah,
was. It was May, wasn't it? It was
it
a while
was
ago.
May. Yeah. So
It's
yeah, it's
been 3 months.
interesting how you do your 3 month period and then the next single comes out. And yeah,
Yeah,
it's
totally.
it. Thank you for having me back.
Anytime. How's it going? I love this single. When I saw the title, I'm like, oh, that's going to be a really nice, easy listening song. And got changed our colours to match with your
Hey,
single as well. Hi,
I
Jen.
thought
Hi,
it looked
Kat.
purple.
Oh, we loved it. But tell us a little bit about this song because I know that you wrote this quite a long time ago, and you sort of had to sit on it. Um, Tell us a little bit how it came about and why it took so long to get this one out.
It was more so timing. So I really wanted to get this out when it was winter, for one, because it was,
Yeah,
about being comfy
yeah,
and, being snug and so
yeah,
on. So it was also timing. And also, like, I think we discussed this last time. Sorry if I'm repeating myself, but
that's it.
like with, with COVID, like the email I sent to Shane was in February 2020, and then the shutdown
Yeah,
happened late March that year. So there was that, and also I had a bit of a turmoil in my own personal life.
yeah,
So there was that. So there were things kind of uh, it was stopping the timeline of when I wanted the songs to come out through the
yeah,
year, and I just
yeah,
didn't want to do it wrong. I wanted to do it right in my own head, just so I knew that I couldn't say, oh, if I had done that, it would have been
yeah.
better. You know what I mean? So it was more so for my sake, for me to follow the plan that I've been sitting
You
on
had
for a
ready.
while now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why it took so long, and that's why it's going to take a while for this album to come out. But it's in
yeah.
my head. I have it planned out.
It's all.
I know when I
It's
want each
not
song out.
stopping. Yeah, it's not stopping now. And I guess
Yeah.
it gives you. Did with this song and being that you did write it so early on, did anything change with it between then and now? Or did you actually record it and then sort of sit on it? Um,
No, like the recording is pretty much how I envisaged it. Like the good thing about Shane is he usually takes the song and he creates pretty much what's in your head. If not, it's better.
yeah,
And that's why I like working with Shane, because it's very easy um, to kind of relay what you're thinking creatively. He kind of gets it, which is
yeah,
nice. And he's very easygoing. So in that respect, no. With regards to the video, like I've been sitting on doing stuff with that video for ages. Like, you know, like uh, creating that. Well, like this partition actually is what we put
is that what
wallpaper
you
on it, and
use?
that's the brick
Yeah.
wall. Yeah, so I'm just hiding what's
Oh,
behind it. Um,
great.
yeah, it was a lot of set designing and so on to make sure all those videos were right. Like it took a long time because we did 4 videos in 4 days. So five
Yeah.
videos in 6 days if you include that other one. So there was a lot
Was
of
there a reason you
working.
you compiled it, like, to do that? Or was it because you needed the people there and you sort of thought, "Well, just let's do it while we're here."
Yeah,
Was
it
that
was more so
the reason?
because I wanted it all at once, because Justin, who's the videographer, he was living in Perth at the time. So
Ah,
I just wanted him to come over, get it all done, and then, and just have it ready to go for when I wanted to actually release it.
yeah,
I didn't want to not be ready. I wanted, because previously it's kind of, you're rushing to get to the deadline, whereas this time I'm sitting on it and I'm waiting for when I feel it's right to let it go into the
yeah,
the
yeah,
universe. So I feel like I have more control, whereas previously I felt like I was always rushing to the deadline, and that's the difference between previous releases and these last 2 releases. So I'm kind of glad I'm kind of glad I waited that extra year,
yeah.
because I wouldn't have been satisfied with how it turned out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be thinking, what if?
What if? Exactly, yeah. And it must be kind of nice to have it just done and know that leading up to the release, you're all organised. You're not sort of panicking, thinking, what have I forgotten? Because you've had plenty of time to sort it all and get it ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you had...
Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're right. You go. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, no. I forgot now.
It's like me. I do that all the time. But to tell us, like, have you had a lot of... Because it's not been out for very long at all, so we kind of caught you really early. But have you had a lot of feedback from people? I know people have been hearing it on radio and everything. How are people receiving this single?
Yeah, it's positive feedback. Like the fact that it's a happy-go-lucky song, like people are saying, "Oh, I'm so happy for you," and so like at the time, I was writing it in a pretty sad state. No, I've actually had my pretty much my brother-in-law asked me if it was about Ben, which is my partner. I said this was written long before Ben, and then Ben responded with, "No, it's about a couch." I've had interesting responses about, you know, who is it about? What is it about? But it was just, it's just about, you know, finding someone that makes you feel comfortable, it's the best part of the day, coming home and sitting with them watching TV, you know, that feeling of not having to put on airs and graces. Like that was what I was, you know, hoping for. And I did get it, but it was it's funny how people like to make comment on who is it. That's probably the biggest response was, who is it about?
Yes, tell me, what did I do? Yeah, and you know, it's kind of really a warning to anybody. If you're going to date a songwriter, you can't ask those questions because you probably don't want to know the answer.
And also, like, songwriters just you know, we write stories as well. Like there's some truth to it. There is some truth to it for sure, especially the first verse. But I have a habit of writing songs where life imitates art. And I wanted that for myself at the time. I wasn't really in a good place, and I wanted that. So I put it out into the universe, and they did their thing, and hopefully they threw it back at me, and
right. You're happy now. Actually, last time I saw you, you just moved, hadn't you? And I know we were talking.
I moved in with him.
Just before. Yeah, we were live. So it's all happened, and he's gonna get a song at some point. It'll happen. He's just gonna have to not ask questions.
I haven't written any. You know what? I'm so scared of writing another song because these songs aren't out yet. So I've been holding off writing songs, which is probably not healthy for me. I write down ideas when I get them, but I try to you know, keep them on the bench until I'm ready. But I'm scared of writing more songs because I just then it means I'll have to record them, and I don't know. I don't. I'm going to focus on this for now. Got the blinkers on. Yeah.
Do you miss not writing? Do you struggle with that, not writing?
It's a good therapy. I do and I don't. I like being in. I like being in a headspace where I have something to write about. And at the moment, I'm happy. I don't really need to. Does that make sense? And knock on wood, I don't really want to go back to that space where I'll need to write. So, like, I'm kind of happy to be in that headspace where I don't need to write, but I will write if I need to. You know what I mean?
And that's right. And I think, you know, as you said before, like sometimes it's not just about you. Like it can be witnessing that, and people tell you stories, and that gives you when you have that moment where you don't need to write, but sometimes you can do it from other people's experiences as well. So when you're ready, it just happen.
Yeah, and there's a lot more storytelling in this on this album when it does come out. Like I'm making up stories. Like, you know, it's not really my story at all. Like I've got a song called Cherry Blossom, which is just a made up story because there was this beautiful tree that looked like a cherry blossom out the front of my yard. So it's nice to be able to just write for the sake of writing and not write for a therapy. Like, yeah, you're creating. Like for me now, it's creating, whereas before it was just getting my thoughts on paper because at the time that's what I needed. So it's and it's nice to have to know that that's there when I need that when I need to get my words onto paper, because even just keeping a journal is so cathartic, you know.
100%, yeah, 100%. The only thing with me is if I did that, I wouldn't be able to reread my writing. So I'd never be able to go back and read it again. So I can't understand what I wrote there because I can't write that neatly. So it'd never
I'm terrible as well, don't worry. You should see mine. No, I won't show you that, but yeah, it's pretty
like
bad.
when you have your doodles on everything, you know. I get in meetings and I think I'll take some notes, and then when I look at the page, I'm like, I don't think I took any notes. I think I just doodled the whole time I was sitting there. Just doodles all over the page.
I like making stars, and then I just keep writing over the star until the pen goes through the paper, and then eventually I actually cut off, like I tear the paper with pressing it so hard. Yeah, I get that.
And then it annoys you for the rest of the meeting. Yes. Now, I know you were sitting there with your guitar and you were going to do us a song. Are you still wanting to do that? Are you still happy?
It's over here.
I will give you the room and you can tell us about the song, and I'll see you when you're finished.
Alrighty, I'll just make sure this isn't tuned because I don't want it to be bad for you all. Alright, this was written when I was in shutdown and I needed something to make me happy, so this is my happy song. It's called Comfy. Okay. Burning desire, lifting a fire, lifting a fire burn. Playing with fire, players desire to see our fire. Warmth of a love, dreamers dream of like a baby grow. Sweat below and behold. You fresh air, meant to breathe, warm the sunshine for my feet. Home to me every day, every hour, every left talking with no wind. Beautiful, yeah, you set me free. Like the best thing that you did me. Home to me every day, every hour, every left talking with no wind. This being always lifting the dark, true curtains back. Let the light in and healing in a touch we caught in the eye. You feel so safe, feel so warm, mostly I felt love. You feel more than enough. Feel the fresh air, need to breathe, the warm the sunshine for my feet. Home to me every day, every hour, every stop you in your head. Feel me talk, yeah, you set me free. Like the best thing that happened to me. Home to me every day, every hour, every stop you in your head. Ooh. You're the fresh air, needed to breathe, the warmth, the sunshine for my feet. Home to me every day, every hour, every let's coffee with no wind. You the dark, yeah, you set me free. You're the best thing that happened to me. Home to me every day, every hour, every let's coffee with no wind. You the fresh air, needed to breathe, the warmth, the sunshine for my feet. Home to me.
I love that song. I actually think I love the acoustic version even more. I love there's something about live music, isn't there? That was yes,
Thank
new
you.
single out now, everybody. So if you haven't heard it, make sure you go up into the comments because I've put the link to Spotify and to the film clip in the top of the comments. So make sure you go and check it out. I know we talked a little bit last time about you doing the film clips all together, but I know you were at a caravan park. Tell me sort of where your ideas for this particular one came from and the props, because I actually was going to ask you, how did you do that brick wall? What did you use?
Yeah. I bought really cheap wallpaper from
was
Shein.
wallpaper.
It's just from Shein. It was cheap. It was like $4 a roll or something.
Wow.
It was cheap.
What made you get the idea of the bricks? Where did that come from?
Well, I just wanted it. I was trying to consider. I wanted to stage like a room that was comfy to me growing up, and it was just like okay, brick wall, a nice chair, you know. I don't know why I wanted to do it outside. I just felt like it would be nice to just chill out on beanbags outside. I thought that was a cool idea. If I was game enough, I would have had a fire going, but that would have been too much of a hazard. So I just figured just leave the fire out of it and just have a relaxing atmosphere and kind of give the idea that there's you know, a bit of a lounge room thing going on. Just let everyone just lounge. I don't know why. I just decided there needed to be a brick wall there. So
I think it looked good. It was great.
Oh, cool. It was just a bit of a concept, you know, a weird concept thing I wanted to try out. But it was fun, and I'm glad we did what we did, and all the people were lovely, and you know they were just doing it really just to support, and like they were paid in beer and cheese platters and stuff like that, but that was it, you know.
So happy. They look relaxed and happy. It looked like everyone was having a great time. And I think looking at the faces because obviously like I looked at it even more in depth. I always look at it on the day of, even if I've seen things and I think the one thing I noticed when I was looking at it is that everybody looked really relaxed and fun, and it looked like they'd forgotten they were being filmed. It just looked like really natural.
Yeah. If you go on Facebook and Instagram, I've been putting up outtakes, and they're just whole takes of the whole song, and it's just really? you actually get to grab, he used that one, he used there, and you can actually and also the conversations going in the background, so you can actually see what they're actually laughing at.
I love that.
I've been putting those up so people can actually see what got us in that, you know, in that headspace. But there's some beautiful images, like the kids, they were great, and you know, like there's a few shots, really lovely shots of the mother son, you know, holding each other and dancing. There's some beautiful images in there of just families just having fun. You know, it was a family affair, and it was great to see all these people, you know, getting amongst it, and you know, the kids like just playing around on instruments. So
I loved it. Was it hard to sort of coordinate, get everybody there, and I guess the other thing you probably have to think of is if you're filming that many different things, remembering it in that moment, remembering what that sort of you're after for that particular clip. But was it sort of a really hard thing to sort of do, or did it just?
No, because like the only thing I really needed to worry about was the staging of everything. Everything else was pretty much in Justin's hands. Justin Reed, who was the videographer and the director and all that. And I didn't really see any shots per se being created, apart from me sitting on the lounge, sitting on the chair, you know, with the guitar. Apart from that, and maybe the band shots, but everything else was I left that in Justin's hands because we wanted it to be as authentic as possible. We wanted to capture those moments that seemed real. They didn't seem fake, you know, like
exactly right.
So and it was great. Like we were lucky enough to be in that space where everyone pretty much knew each other, which helped. And well, if they didn't, they knew each other by the by the third time they heard the song. So you know, they were just having fun and they're enjoying it, and you know, they were well fed. Some of them
Yeah,
were well drank.
by the end of the yes. Did you had they heard the song before the day?
No, and even
That was
the musicians hadn't heard the song either.
think about
So
them in the deep ends.
yeah, they were because I was holding on to these songs so tightly.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Fighting Chance was filmed that morning.
Yes,
So
yeah.
yeah. So we that was the first time they'd heard that as well. So it was yeah, it was
Right.
the good thing about the musicians is they kind of adapt very quickly. So
Yes.
they can kind of tell, oh yeah, that goes there. Okay, cool. So yeah, it was nice, and you know, like everything else is pretty much out of tune anyway. But it was something that looks like they're playing it.
Caitlin said that she thinks she remembers you from the Mildura Festival.
Yeah, I would have been there. Yeah. How long ago was that? I wonder. That would have been late 90s. I was very young.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, I don't want to give my age away, but yeah, it was it was a while ago.
29 today. Like that's what.
Sorry.
That's what I'm 29 today. That's what I'm going with.
Happy birthday.
No, not
Happy birthday to you.
Not really. I wish.
Oh, I would love to be 29. Enjoy it.
Oh no, I'm well past 29. It would be lovely to be back there though.
Oh, okay. You look 29.
I'll pay you later.
I would have believed it.
I'm good at this. No. So yeah, Mildura Festival in the 90s. That would have been amazing to go to. I didn't get to go to a lot of mainland festivals in the 90s. So that would have been a really great experience. No, well, because I got to go to lots of festivals and lots of shows, but mostly here. So I just, when you mentioned that, I thought, oh, that would have been fantastic. I've been going through old records today, so it kind of just Mildura Festival. Did you, being back there then and now, how different do you find it in music at the moment? Like,
it's definitely different.
It's so different, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a lot more pop and rock, and
yes,
which is great. Like, it's great that the music's evolved, and I think because of that now it's become popular again. Although I am a fan of the old school country, and this is probably the most modern sounding song I've ever released.
It is a modern sound.
Yeah, so this is a bit because I was aware that, you know, this is how country is now, and I just wanted to put my own spin on it, and try and have elements of old school country in there somehow. I don't know if people can hear it, but hopefully they can. But yeah, I am a big fan of the 90s country because that's what I was raised on, and that was when I was mostly amongst that community, because I was competing a lot back then. I didn't compete as much in the noughties. I didn't sing much at all in the noughties. So, and I think the first time I competed again was in 2014, just to see how I was amongst other artists, because, you know, at the time I was teaching and I didn't really want to teach anymore, but I had no idea what to do next. So I was like, well, let's see if I'm a good enough singer. If I am, I'd like to try and do that full time. So,
it is a big change, and I agree. Like, just thinking back, because today for me, going through records, getting ready for Tamworth, because we're looking at doing some different themes and things that we've got coming up for Tamworth, and looking back at the albums and the memories and all the old posters and things. It is such a different scene, but competing now and competing back then, I guess it would still have some of the similar vibes. You've still got your, you know, you still got where you want to get to. You've got in your mind where you're aiming to get, whether it be the top or whether it should be in the top 10 or whatever. But I never really got to see that competing side and the competition side in the 90s. Was it as friendly then as it is now? Because people are so, every festival that I do that's got a competition, everybody seems to support each other so beautifully, and even if they don't win, they're still supportive. It's such a nice atmosphere.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oh, I'd like
Bit
to
more
say
competitive?
yes, but no, not so
Bit more
much. That was
competitive. Yeah.
partly why I didn't compete.
Yeah.
I used to, yeah, no, like the supportive part was more so me being in the showcase, like the North Queensland showcase. That's I
Yeah.
travelled
Yes.
down with the North Queensland showcase. That was great. That
Oh,
was a family community. We
yes. Yeah.
usually stayed with each other, like we were in the same cabins, and that was
Yes.
a
So
more
there was that
family
environment.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
competing, I'm a little bit. Oh, I'm not a big fan of competing, especially with children.
No. Yeah.
Just because
There you
yes,
go.
I was with my father in Mildura. Yes, I think you got the
Yeah.
right one. Sorry, I'm reading Kayleen's thing.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, yeah, that was partly the reason why
Yeah.
I stopped singing, was because
It was more
it
competitive.
wasn't a very. I'm glad you say that it is like that now. That's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a
Back
kid,
then, yeah, and back then, like, I think music has changed so much now that it isn't as competitive in those things because you've got a platform to get your music out, whether you do or
yeah,
don't compete. Back then,
exactly.
you didn't have things like this or ways to reach
Mm,
an audience until you already had something that you built and you had a record label or something. It wasn't easy. It was a much more
mm,
harder game in a lot of ways, and because you couldn't until you got out
yeah,
there, you couldn't. People didn't know you, so those competitions were really, really important to place
exactly.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like
yeah,
Star Maker, like it's big now, but it was, that was a
back
big,
then
back in the
it
day,
was
that's where you
massive.
wanted to, that was
Yep,
the start of your career.
yeah,
And also, like, I reckon when Amber Lawrence, when she won, I think it was Best Female Artist
yes.
for
Oh,
superheroes or
was it super? It was that album, was it? Yeah, superheroes
yeah, it
or
was.
it was superhero, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Which one?
When she
Yeah.
won it, she was actually independent at that time. And I remember her
Yes,
making a speech saying, "This is a big deal for independent artists. It means that we can
huge.
win Golden Guitar Awards." And I think from that point on, it kind of helped
It
us
changed.
because
It did.
it gave us motive to keep going without having that
Yep,
financial backing of of
100%.
a record label. So yeah, it was a big deal for independent artists, and yeah, I agree with that. What you said, yeah,
Yeah, no, it's
absolutely,
definitely because I was just thinking, it just popped into my head when I saw that question. Like, oh, so many places that I could take that, but that's where I would have thought because I didn't get to see the competitive side back then. I got to
yeah,
see the tours, and I got to see the Tamathon Parade tours and the big shows where everybody would come, but I didn't get to see the competitive side because it wasn't a competitive option down here to do that sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Um, Kaylin said she saw Travis Collins win Star Maker qualifying round in Mildura.
Oh, I don't
Gosh, I
know.
remember watching him win Star Maker in Tamworth, and
Yeah,
that was a long time ago. So,
yeah.
um,
like
gosh, it
like
was such a
Mildura was great. I just want to say Mildura was great. We love Mildura just because like there I think we did compete in one thing, but that was like we hardly knew the competitors,
was
so it kind of
that's
made it a
right.
lot easier.
Yeah,
But like the actual festival itself, like
yeah,
we were given the chance to, sell our own CDs, sing our own songs. Like we love
yeah,
that festival. We
yeah.
have a soft spot for that festival, absolutely.
Festival. Yeah. So you
Mm.
do you still try and get there now to see it every
I
now and
haven't
again?
been
Have you
there
been lately? No,
since the 90s. I haven't been
no.
there.
You've
No,
been back.
because we had the back then we had uh, the North Queensland Showcase, so we kind of
Yeah.
we had
Yes,
a
yeah.
bandwagon really to go on. Whereas now I wouldn't even know how
Get on
to
to it.
do
Yeah.
that now.
The
It's
whole
all
thing.
different, John. Like
Mhm.
Kaylin said, John Arnold's not
Yeah.
in it anymore,
Oh,
so
he's not
it's
running
a
anymore.
I'd have to navigate that and
The whole
yeah,
thing.
I'd have to
It'd be
look
so
into that.
good to get you on it. That'd be a nice one to get on though, do the whole round,
Yeah,
you know. It
absolutely.
would be really
Yeah.
special. So what's left for you for this 2023? Because we are in the 8th month already. Are you gonna try and fit one more single release in this year, or is it sort of looking at sort of early next year for the next one? What are your thoughts?
I'd like to release one before the year's out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's one that I've already done a video for or a brand new one. Just
Okay.
because I've been talking to different people and other songs have come to light because it's funny, like this song wasn't completed yet when we did the video. It
Yes.
was only the very bare only the bare bones were recorded of this song. So now that we've heard these songs with the full instrumentation, you know, fully mastered and everything, now I'm like, oh, that one might be good. So things have kind of changed up, but we'll see. I'll look into it. But it means then I'm pushing to a deadline. I'm like, no, Tammy, just stay on
your track. Yeah. But I love it though. Like it's just showing that even your music is evolving now, because you're going, oh no, hang on, I think this would fit in between those ones now. And it just shows that, I love that side of the music and seeing how it changes as it's received and as everything comes out. It's exciting.
I love seeing that with like Taylor Swift and that, you know, with the Easter eggs and stuff like that. It's fun to kind of, you know, think about your marketing while you're,
and gosh, she's good at it. I wish I had the brains of being able to just, she thinks of every little detail though. Like
she's got a lot of foresight. I wish I had that.
I know. It's so special, isn't it? I do watch that and think, it does make me tired watching her, because her brain must go a million miles an hour.
I don't think when my brain goes like that, I can't handle it. Like that must be no wonder she writes all the time.
Pluck it out. Yes. Yeah. All these things that's going on, and she plucks out these really cool things. You think, how does anybody even think to do that, let alone do everything else?
Yeah, no,
but,
she's
incredible.
definitely onto it.
Before we do go, though, where can we see you? Have you got any shows coming up that we can come along and see or get tickets? What have you got coming music-wise?
Well, at the end of the month, if you're at the Birdsville races, come see us at the Birdsville pub. It's the only place open after the Birdsville races. So it's a small town. It turns into thousands for this event, and Birdsville races, it's pretty iconic. So Birdsville races. If you're in William Creek for the AFL Grand Final, apparently they're doing a huge music festival for that, where everyone from wonderful, but you know, the corners of the desert or whatever come to William Creek.
That'll be fun. Love Grand Final.
And I'm going with Revive the Region, their van from Adelaide to William Creek, leading up to that. So hopefully I'll be able to announce some dates with regards to that journey. And also I'm doing the Ellie Beach Festival later on in the year.
Oh, fantastic.
And
there we go.
This artwork's amazing.
Isn't he great? I don't know how we ever survived before I met Scott, and he's just incredible. And he makes it look really easy too. He's, you know, one of those people that just makes it look easy, and no, it wouldn't be easy for me.
No, but, it's really good.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's really good. I know you're on the line.
He's there. He's watching. Big smile. But no, it's so good to see you getting out and about, and it feels like you've been really busy this year, because, and I say this a bit, I sound creepy when I'm saying it, but I've been watching, and I know it sounds so creepy. I have been watching, and I remember last time we talked, you were about to go and open for Lee Kernaghan, and there's Scott. Stop it. You were about to go and open for Lee Kernaghan, and it was so exciting, because I got to see you, some of the videos and things that people had posted that night. It was lovely to watch, and it feels like you haven't stopped at all.
Yeah, as long as I keep doing this full time, it makes me very happy. Any shows in Victoria, not anytime soon, unfortunately. Hopefully next year. I hope to travel down the East Coast. Hopefully, I'm in Townsville, so hopefully it'll be nice to be able to stop in Tassie and maybe go east to NZ. Who knows? I've got
you need help.
I've got a sister from another mother over there, so there's a good reason to go over there and finally meet her daughter. So, any reason to go over there would be nice.
I've been to the North Island, but I haven't been to the South. So if you need a hand, like, you know, just a bag carrier or a merch person, sing out, I'll come and give you a hand.
Oh, God, awesome. Where are you?
I'm in Tassie. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Tassie. So
awesome.
It's I think we might have a direct flight to there now, like in Hobart. So I don't know if that's still going, but we did at one point. So that's the extent of our international airport. That's big. That's exciting news for Tasmania that we actually have one going out of the country. You know. it's big for us. But
Yeah.
well, you would love that. I think it'd be great to go there. New Zealand have such a great music taste. They're just so into
Yeah.
really into country music and that sort of thing. Did you end up being lucky enough to get tickets to Luke Combs or anyone that's coming? Did you get
No.
tickets to
No, I had to
No?
do my pre-order party. We booked on the same weekend. I I did a pre-order party on Sunday, so unfortunately that was the same weekend. But I didn't know it at the time. I swear. Sorry, Luke
No,
Combs.
it's not. It's his inconsiderate. Really, he should have thought about that.
Yeah, it didn't. I don't think it affected his ticket sales at all. But
well, you never know. I think he if he just was a bit more considerate and just touched base with you before he booked, he might have been better off.
Yeah, it would have been nice if he called and and just talks dates with each other. Just make sure we don't clash with each other. Yeah,
check.
absolutely.
Yeah, get your diaries out and exactly. Support each other. I wonder how many
Would it be
times
lovely to have his number? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just give you a buzz. Yeah. Oh, that's in just a moment. I'll I better take this one. It's important. And I know before we do go, social media. Is it Tammy Moxon on Facebook or Tammy Moxon Music? I always get it muddled. There we go.
I think it's Tammy Moxon Music on both. Hey,
look at him. Tammy Moxon Music. Tammy Moxon Music on Instagram and TikTok. Tammy Moxon on Spotify and Apple, and Tammy Moxon on YouTube. So make sure you go and subscribe to YouTube, because in Australia we're really bad at that. We need to subscribe more. It is such a great platform, and if you are going to go onto your artists on YouTube and watch their videos, click the subscribe button, because it's like Facebook. It'll just give you an alert when they put a new video up, and it helps so much, because in Australia we're really, really bad. We'll go on there, we'll watch the videos, but we all forget to subscribe. So head over there and subscribe when you're watching the video while you're there. And Kaylin, I just saw a post showing a group of people from Tamworth going to see Luke. I reckon it would be an amazing show. I would have loved to have seen that live. That would have been pretty special. So any of you that have seen it, you'll have to send us photos. Pop them in the comments. We love seeing it. But thank you for braving us and coming back. I'm sorry we've kept you for so long.
No, it's wonderful. Thanks for having me. And go the Matildas.
Go the Matildas. Everybody go and watch the Matildas. But before you do, quickly go and watch the film clip if you haven't already seen it for Tammy. It's in the link above. Yeah. while you're waiting for them to start, go and watch that. What time did they start? At 7 or 7:30?
I think it was 8 o'clock. I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's 8 o'clock start.
Maybe
I don't know. Don't take my word for it.
I put a reminder on my phone, but I don't know if I put it for the time or a bit before, so that I remember to go and have a shower before. I don't think I'm going to be able to stay awake to watch it though. But it's so good. They're doing so well. But yeah, thank you for coming and joining us. I hope we get to see you again before the year is out. Are you heading down to Tamworth in January?
I hope to. Yeah. Let's just say yes for now.
Yes, you have to come and do a live show. Come and do a live show with us.
It'd be lovely. Oh, thank you.
In person. But thank you so much for joining us, and thank you everybody for watching. I know that you're all getting ready to go and watch the Matildas, but we did have a show tonight, and after Tammy's show, we had Clint Wilson on, and he had to be unreasonable and change the times because he had tickets for the Matildas. So lucky bugger. I said you can't miss that, so we're going to have him on tomorrow night so that everyone can go and watch the game and enjoy it, and we'll have him on tomorrow night at 6:30 for everyone to have a listen to his new album, which was also released last week. So there's been a lot of music come out in August. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a big month for music for sure. Yeah,
I don't know how you guys choose your dates, because it doesn't matter what you choose. There's something else coming out. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, I was speaking to Jules from Wild Heart, and she was saying there was a lot of releases. So yeah, it's been a big month. But anyway, plenty of music. It's great that people are releasing music, and especially the independent artists. It's pretty exciting.
100%. Well, thank you so much.
And thank you guys for playing our music. Thank you.
Exactly. And thank you everyone for tuning in and supporting us. Australian music audiences are just the best because they support everyone so well. It's lovely. It's so good. But yes, thank you for joining us again. And we will see you guys tomorrow night. And Tammy, I hope we get to see you before the year is out.
Yeah. Thank you.
So,
hopefully I'll see you then.
Yes, definitely. We'll see you guys all tomorrow. Enjoy the game.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.